To a brand new week here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, we'll be joined by Deb Sanchez from Saginaw Promise and Tom Miller, hopefully, from Saginaw Future. We'll be talking about an upcoming panel discussion next week. I'm going to be moderating it, and it is on the Saginaw Medical Diamond. It should be interesting. We'll have that discussion this morning at 10 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, Pat's Food Center will be here, and they'll be telling us how to get ready for the holidays. Believe it or not, it's not that far away. For this hour, though, open phones, 989-752-6111, whatever you'd like to chat about. Pull down this Gallup poll, and it's not flattering to the media. The headline, Trust in Media at new low of 28% in the U.S. America's confidence in mass media edged downward. Now, I've said this before. We have sullied the word media. By that I mean the media is a lot more than just news. So we use this term media, and it's a big blanket word. What they're talking about is the news side, and in particular the national news side, which is part of the media, but it is not the media. It's not the only thing in the media. If you take a box of cereal out of your cupboard and you see that beautiful artwork on it, that's media. Read a book, that's media. Go to a movie, that's media. Go to the art museum, that's media. Go to the theater, it's media. Media is a lot of things, but we've taken the word and condensed it to somehow mean strictly news dissemination, or what claims to be news dissemination. And this survey, focusing on that part of the media, shows that there is distrust, far greater on the Republican side than the Democrat side, but yet distrust on both. And it is not surprising. Since Gallup started taking these polls way back in, I think, the 70s, somewhere back then. And in the 70s, we were saying that as a society, 68 to 72% of Americans had confidence in what they were being told. And now we're down to 28%. I don't believe there are any surprises in that. I think we probably could have told them that without a poll. But there it is in black and white. But again, it bugs me a little bit that we use the term media so loosely, because it is so much more. But anyway, let's get to our phones, and we're going to start with Dave in Bay City. Dave, good morning to you.
Well, happy Monday to you, Art.
Hey, same to you.
You know, so I just turned on the radio, and there you are talking about media. and forgive me, Art, if I'm going to question just slightly your objectivity about this, being that you are in, news media.
Well, I understand that. I understand that, but understand, all I was doing was reading a poll. I wasn't opinionating on it. I was only offering opinion on the use of the word media.
So I'm okay. Just turned 71
youngster
a weekend ago. Well, thank you, my friend. Bless you. And I started paying attention to this stuff in the 60s. I mean, as a child of the 60s, how could you not pay attention to what in the world was going on? It was insane, craziness. And I learned to distrust Dan Rather when I was about 15 years old. When I saw him dissing Richard Nixon oh yeah, everybody loves to hate Richard Nixon. Well, that needs to be a little objectivity too. He wasn't that bad. He was actually pretty good, in my opinion. But when I saw Dan Rather mistreating him, I thought, this just is not right. And so, again, there are so many more sources of information now that when some guy from whatever news organ is spouting BS, it's kind of recognizable.
Yeah, here's the problem with all those sources. It seems to be the natural human reaction that we only seek out those sources that are saying what we want to hear.
That reinforce our values.
Exactly. And that's unfortunate because in order to have a substantial conversation with those with whom you disagree, you first have to know what it is they think. And if you shut them out, you can't possibly know that.
Well, and hold all of them to account.
Oh, well,
Don't
both sides.
Follow.
Yeah, both sides.
Yeah. Everybody. Trust but verify. It needs to be any source you're hearing. You need to go to other sources, flesh it out, have some trustworthy sources, and which is not necessarily Snopes or PolitiFact or whatever, because they all have biases, and you have to understand that, and so you have to be your own advocate for whatever is going on in your life, whether it's your health care, whether it's your car, whether it's and stuff you're buying, and news that you're consuming. So,
agreed.
But you should be getting quite a response on this one.
You never know. We'll find out.
All right. You punched my button, so there.
All right, Dave. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
Yep.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. And in Saginaw, we have Scott with us this morning. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, morning, Art. Speaking of media, I was listening to Meet the Press yesterday with Margaret Brenner, and they were talking about the shutdown. And she said her sources have checked, and there is not one law on the books where illegals can receive money for health care. She is 100% correct, because the big, beautiful bill stripped every one of those provisions to the illegals. Now, on page 54 of Chuck Schumer's bill, he wants $1.5 trillion to reinstate every one of those. So that is the fact.
Oh, that's the big sticking point, too.
Well, 1.5 trillion, that's ridiculous.
We
don't need to get into hoop. I mean, we've heard all the Democrats yelling for years about this. Now here they are. So I'm not going to stick on the shutdown too long. I would like to jump over to Illinois here with Representative Duckworth. She has, Democrat representative, she told her constituents to videotape the Gestapo-like tactics from the ICE agents. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately, I guess it is unfortunate, the only videos I'm seeing are people attacking our ICE agents. Yesterday, they had 10 cars trap our ICE agents. What happened to January 6th and the Democrats going, we cannot treat our law enforcement like this? Now, all of a sudden, they're attacking ICE, and it's okay. We have the Chicago police chief. The memo's out there. This is fact. The memo's out there. They've seen it. He said, we will not be helping ICE. As ICE was asking for help, as they were being attacked by those 10 cars surrounding them, chasing them, trapping them, and the Chicago Police Department were told, stand down, do not help them.
Yeah. I mean, the Chicago Police Department's record can be measured in crime. They're not all that great. So I don't know what else to say about it.
But the way I look at this, I understand what Donald Trump is trying to do. But as far as this goes, I think they need to pull out all these ICE agents, pull out every one of these federal agents from every Democrat city, and let these people just murder themselves.
Well, maybe.
I hate to say it that way. What's that?
Maybe. I mean, maybe let them drown in their own sorrow, so to speak. I don't know that I disagree with that.
Because we shouldn't be putting these people out there. I know most of the residents want this, but this is just a hoopla from those that are elected. that are pushing this agenda.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I think
All
they
right.
should just let the people stay in the neighborhoods and hurt them. Good day,
All right.
Art.
Good enough. Thanks. Bye-bye. And we'll take a break. Come back. We'll get to Marcy and Marcellus right after these notes. Let's see if we can win you a little money. All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. We'll get back to our phones in Saginaw. We find Marcy this morning. Good morning, Marcy.
Good morning. I had a question. I purchased the tickets for that Swan Valley concert, and I purchased them one week, and then last week I went in to print them, and it said in big letters, "This event has been canceled. Your card will be reimbursed." And I wondered if you knew why.
I have absolutely no idea. I will find out because I know who to ask. But
I know.
I did not hear that. So I will have to check.
I thought of calling the school, but I hadn't done that yet. And then I thought, well, they probably told you, but
No, they haven't told me
AI,
yet.
and maybe that's not even true. I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing. I will find out though. I will call the one person that I guarantee knows. I'll try and do that within the hour.
I'd love to hear it's still on, and it was just AI, but
Yeah, well, I'll find out.
okay.
All right.
And speaking of AI, a friend of mine follows the Tigers all the time, and we were talking about how they won that last game and against the Guardians. So she looks it up on Google, and it says that the Guardians had won, and they had sent the Tigers home after that final game. So there you go.
Well, they did. The Guardians did win last night, and the Tigers do go home, but they play the Guardians at home. So it's
so this
right
was a couple weeks. This was when they won that last game that was going to put them in whatever.
Oh, before at the end of the season. Yeah, that would be a mistake. That would be a big mistake.
And she was like, well, we were just talking about they won, and look at it, it's telling us. So anyway, that's been the topic of our conversation, and then you brought that up today, so I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, that's all.
I'll try and find out
day.
for you, Marcy. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. And we'll talk to Marcellus in Saginaw. Marcellus, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. I'm not going to be long. I'm a volunteer at Veterans Court, so I just wanted to say I heard you earlier was talking to a gentleman about, people need to listen to both sides of the story so they can have good conversation.
Yep.
I agree with you 100%. Because I totally listen to both sides of the story. I hear both sides of the argument. But when I start talking to people about it, when I talk about how I'm opposed to some of the things the Democrats do, and when I start talking about opposed to what the Republicans do, I get the big yep. I get shut down.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make the point that you're right. People need to listen to both sides of the story so they can have a good conversation about what's going on, because we're the voters. And if we don't hear both sides of the story, we'll find ourselves in a mess.
You got it. Absolutely agree.
So I just wanted to get that in.
And thanks for serving the Veterans Court. That's outstanding.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, I have to tell you, I have on my list of things to do, I want to get a couple of the judges in to talk about the specialty courts. So I'll be doing that in the near future.
That'll be good. So people need to know more about it.
Absolutely.
All right. I just wanted to put that in because I heard you talking about it this morning.
Glad you did, Marcellus. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And we'll say hello to Paul in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. Art, I called because there's a new movie documentary out right now called Inside mRNA Vaccines, the movie. And the reason why this documentary was put together is because many doctors and scientists are sounding the alarm about this dangerous new medical technology. And to sum it up, people can go online to view this movie documentary. It indicates in the documentary that the COVID vaccine is a spiked protein vaccine, and that there are many spiked protein diseases out there. The spike protein vaccine attacks many organs in the body, including the bone marrow, and particularly blood cancer diseases like.
Well, hold on a second.
myeloma.
Hold on a second, Paul.
All right.
First of all, understand the mRNA is not the vaccine, it's the carrier. It's the methodology of getting the vaccine virus into you. And it's been worked on for years. And just because it's a documentary doesn't mean it's right.
Right. That's true. But if you view it, you can judge for yourself and make your own decisions on what you think.
Sure.
And
As long as you find out the other side.
yeah. It also indicates, too, that the COVID spike protein vaccine accelerates coronary artery disease, and you're susceptible more to heart attack and stroke as time goes on.
Well, you know what I'd like to know? Since
All right.
we went through COVID and millions and millions and millions of people got the COVID vaccine, I
Right.
wonder if those numbers are any higher in those people than anywhere else or any time else.
Well, has the news media ever talked
No, don't
about
answer
the
it with a,
millions
don't
and
don't answer it with a question. That's a question. Do you think the numbers are different? I haven't heard that.
Well, did you ever think? Now you're talking
So
about.
you're
earlier
asking a
about
question
trusting
again.
The media. You were talking about trusting the media. Can you trust the media that they'll report the millions and millions of people who had side effects or ill effects from
They
the
did.
COVID
How else
vaccine?
did you know about it? They must have. If you think you know about
I
it,
think
then they must
covered
have.
it up. I think.
Then
they
how do
kept
you
it
know it
quiet
happened?
And covered it
Then
up.
how do you know it happened?
Well, you watched the documentary.
No. Answer the question. You made a statement, so how do you know it happened? You think they're covering it up. Well, how do you know that? You'd have to know.
All right. I got my information from my Minnesota church newspaper
Okay,
who
and-
viewed the documentary.
Back to the documentary. So the documentary has to be the end-all, be-all, because that's where you got all your information from.
Right.
Well,
where I
then that's
got my
wrong.
information from.
Well, and that's wrong because you don't know.
How can you say that?
Because you
It's giving
don't know.
Another side of the story. It's giving another side of the story.
But it's not the only side of the story, and you're making it sound like it is.
Yeah, but why can't we see the other side of the story? You're trying to keep us from seeing the other side of the
No,
story.
I'm trying to
That's
tell
the
you
way
your
you're
own.
talking.
No,
You
what
only
I'm
wanted us to
no.
see one side
What
of the
I'm
story.
saying is you are only talking about one side of the story based on one documentary, and that's fact to you. And that's fine.
Well,
you can believe it, but I haven't seen it. I'm not ready to believe it yet, and I've asked some specific questions you haven't answered. Because you accuse the media of a cover-up, but yet you have no basis of fact for that.
Well,
yeah, that's right.
all I can tell you is there's two sides to a story.
All right, so
And,
good. Now let me ask you
people
this.
need
Let me ask you
All right.
this. You gave us the documentary side. What's the other side? You just said there's two sides.
Well, you just mentioned what
What's
the
the
other
one?
side
Tell me
was.
what the other side is.
You said about the millions of people who didn't get heart disease or cancer.
All right, so then why are we pushing the one side then?
Because we haven't heard the other side.
You just
This
told me you did.
documentary gives you the other side.
Okay. All right, Paul.
All right.
Good enough. Take care. Bye-bye now.
All right. Later.
I love those discussions. They're fun. Take a break, come back, and when we return, Kathy and John will be up next.
This October, visit
Back with you here on WSGW, and back to our phones. Kathy is in Essexville. Kathy, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I just had to comment on the gentleman that was talking about health care for illegal aliens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the answers to the questions, and I'm not that knowledgeable about it. But, these people, if they show up at the emergency rooms at the hospitals are obligated to treat them.
Yep, they are.
And who's going to reimburse the hospitals for that expense?
You and I do. We do it through our
Yeah,
insurance
our premium.
costs. We do it through our taxes,
Right, our premium.
our premium, you name it. Yep.
Right. So is that fair to us?
It doesn't matter because you're going to pay for it one way or another.
Right. Well,
There's no way around it.
Right, and some of these hospitals in rural areas that can't afford this benevolent treatment with no pay are going under. So then other people are left without health care.
Yep.
Isn't it better that they have some kind of basic, if they're working here, whether they're illegal or not, and they're paying taxes, isn't it better that they have some kind of health care?
Well, that's a big if.
Yeah.
That's a big if they're working, if they're paying taxes.
Well, yes, if
And
they're
that's-
working and
yeah.
if they're paying taxes, you're right. That is a big if. But all of these people are not here, that are here illegally, are not working and are not paying taxes. They are paying taxes and they are working.
I'd like to know how many.
Well, I don't know numbers.
Here's the thing. We have to come to terms with how we're going to protect our borders.
Right, I agree with that completely.
If we allow illegals to come in and then we give them everything, we're only inviting more illegals to come in.
Right, I agree with that completely.
And we need to have a better system of immigration, maybe with more legal entry points,
Right.
because there are legal ways to come into this country and get asylum.
Systems. Right. Faster through the court systems.
The problem is every Congress, every administration has kicked it down the road to the next
Right,
one.
and now we're at a
crossroads.
point. Yeah, now we're at a crossroad. We have to make a decision, and it can't be kicked any further. But the thing is, we have to shore up our borders first and get a better system of getting these people in illegally before we start denying everybody everything.
Well, it's you're darned if you do, darned if you don't. It's
Right.
one of those situations where there's no winners,
Right. There's no winners.
no matter how you
So,
look at
like-
it. And one way or another, it doesn't matter whether it's through our taxes, through our insurance premiums, through whatever it is, it comes out of our pocket.
Right.
That's
right.
it. That's the bottom line.
Right. So, I don't know if there are any answers, Art.
Oh, well, the answer is for both sides to stop pointing fingers and sit down and figure out a solution. What's what they get
Right.
paid to do, but they don't seem to do.
But they all have their own special interests.
Well, they do,
and
but
they're not willing to look beyond their interests
absolutely.
to what the other person's interest might be and how they could merge them together.
Well, they
So
need
we're
to
at
go back.
gridlock in all areas.
They need to go back and study the founding fathers, because if the founding fathers couldn't come to terms and negotiate and agree on various items, we wouldn't have a country, because they didn't agree on very much at all. But they had the sense to listen to each other and talk to each other and find a way forward. And we don't see that today.
At all. At all.
All right.
No, and I'm not sure we ever will. But
Well,
thank
I'm
you.
more hopeful than that. Country survived a long, long time and been through many, many downturns and manages to bounce back. The American people get fed up and then they change leadership, sometimes for the better, sometimes not.
Sometimes for the worse.
And sometimes for the worse. You don't know, but that's
Right.
what happens when the American people get fed up. There is a change. So,
Well,
all right, Kathy, I got to run.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
you.
Bye-bye. John
Bye-bye.
and Carl, hang on. We'll get to you after these notes.
At Saginaw Township Community.
Illegal immigrants for health insurance. And how many illegal immigrants do the Democrats claim there are?
I haven't heard a number. I don't know. I've heard
Well, here's-
I've heard all kinds of numbers, but they're in the millions.
All right, here's the thing. If you took $1.5 trillion and divided it by $1 million, you could give 1.5 million people $1 million.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense. And why doesn't anybody do the math?
They don't want you to know the math.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, why don't even the Republicans come up and say, hey, look, this is a little bit ridiculous. You know,
well, they've said that. They haven't
Yeah,
put
but
it. They haven't broken it down.
they don't put the numbers in front of people that so they can understand it. Okay, if you're going to give $1.5 billion people $1 million, that's that makes sense, right?
Yeah, that's unfortunately, that's the way government works.
Yeah,
And listen, we should also let's blame the news media, because why haven't they asked that question?
There you go. And now I'm asking you to ask that question.
Well, you know the answer. You divided it up yourself. The question is why they put that number on it, and I don't know that I can get an answer.
Well, then get that out there for me.
All right. Good
Thank
enough.
you.
Thanks.
Yep.
Bye-bye now. And we have Carl in Saginaw. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art. I don't know why the Republicans feel like they have to lie about what they're doing. This money is not for illegal aliens. It's to replace cuts to Medicare and Medicaid that are coming as part of the big, beautiful bill. And they are coming.
That's part of it.
That's a big part of it.
Well, but they haven't eliminated the illegal aliens, so it's not a lie. It's both sides trying to get what they want.
Yes. Okay. I actually called Art about last week. The Defense Department called in generals and admirals from all around the world to listen to a speech in just outside of Washington. The president talked for over an hour and gave a very long, rambling speech. Everything about the 2020 election and how he goes up and down stairs. A lot of people are saying he doesn't look well. He doesn't sound well. Biden was criticized in the last couple years of his term. That people were protecting him.
And what I hear is Democrats trying. And what I hear is Democrats trying to find the same thing about Trump just so they could use it. And I heard part of it, and it was Trump. That's the way he is. He's always been that way. He always rambles. He always talks. He always goes off script. No, I didn't say it excuses anything. I just said that's the way he is. I haven't seen any change in his behavior. He's always behaved that way.
Well, I see a change in it. He's getting more something. He's getting more dementia, senile, something.
Okay, doctor, I don't know. Obvious. I don't think it is obvious.
Well, and also look at his body and how he stands, how he shuffles when he walks.
Oh God! Why don't we?
That's all the things.
Okay,
that's all the things they said about Biden.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah,
all the things they said about Biden.
Yeah, but they were true. They were true.
Oh, they were true. Those were true. I see. Did you see what Trump tweeted about med beds? It's MEDBEDS, med beds.
No, I didn't.
Did you? Oh, well, it's these new beds that Trump claims can cure any disease and can even grow back limbs if you've lost them. And it's a secret technology that Trump is going to release, soon to major hospitals all across the country. Med beds. Go ahead, Google it.
I will.
This is what our president is doing, Art.
Then don't vote for. Well, you can't vote for him again anyway, but vote for somebody else.
Well, we might get a chance to vote.
No,
for him
you
again.
won't. You won't.
I wouldn't.
You will not get a chance to vote for him again.
You're sure about that?
I'm positive about it.
Okay, Art. What amendment is it that limits the president to 2 terms?
I want to say the 22nd, but I'm not sure.
Okay, well, whichever amendment it is, what if the Supreme Court declares that amendment unconstitutional?
You can't do that. You can't declare part of the.
Court can.
No, they can't. They cannot declare
yes,
part.
They can.
come on. They can't declare part of the... Let me finish speaking. They cannot declare part of the Constitution